Welcome to Same Spit, Different Face TV. Well, my opinions is facts, and if you don't like my opinions, you can start your own podcast. And it's free. So don't forget to spit on the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification. If you clicked on this video to hear about Jay-Z and Diddy lawsuit being dropped, I need you to hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Now, Spit Squad, we're going to jump right into it. Tony Buzbee, he dropped the lawsuit against Jay-Z. He tried to get Jay-Z in the trick bag. Jay-Z came out right away, took a hard stance against it, and he said, yo, I won't be extorted. Now, I'm going to read y'all what Tony Buzbee said, then I'm going to read y'all what Jay-Z said, then I'm going to give y'all a breakdown of how this is actually excellent for Diddy and obviously is great for Jay-Z. The documentation says, persuading to rule of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, plaintiff Jane Doe, by and through her undesigned counsel, hereby gives notice that the above occupied action is voluntarily dismissed with prejudice. Counsel for plaintiff have discussed this matter with counsels for each defendant who acknowledge and consent to this submission. Now I'm going to tell y'all what Jay-Z said. Today is a victory. The frivolous, fictitious, and appalling allegations have been dismissed. The civil suit was without merit and never going anywhere. The fictional tale they created was laughable. If not for the seriousness of this claim, I would not wish this experience on anyone. The trauma that my wife, my children, loved ones, and I have endured can never be dismissed. This 1-800 lawyer gets file a suit hiding behind Jane Doe, and when they quickly realize that the money grab is going to fail, they get to walk away with no repercussions. The system has failed. The court must protect victims, of course, while with the same ethical responsibility, the court must protect the innocent from being accused without a shred of evidence. May the truth prevail for all victims and those falsely accused equally. Now, I'm going to tell y'all that was a great statement. Now, the first thing I want to do is I want to break down something in the Buzbee statement, right? And he basically said it's dismissed with prejudice. Now, for those of y'all who never been in court before, whatever the case may have been or not familiar with it, with prejudice mean that this person can never try this case again. So this girl can't come back or go get another lawyer and come back and say, oh, Jay-Z did this. Or she can't go back and do some research, find out, oh, it wasn't 2001, it was 2003. Oh, this group wasn't there, but they were there this year. She can't come back and do that now. With prejudice means she can't be sued again. Now I'll jump. Now, what does that mean for Jay-Z? It means a lot, right? Because women who come after him or who would want to come after him now, they'll know that it's not going to be a quick money grab. So it's not worth the hassle. And the women will probably still go through it, but the lawyer wouldn't go through it. No lawyer is going to pick up any case that mentions Jay-Z from here moving forward unless that person has a smoking gun. What do I mean by a smoking gun? The woman has video of Jay-Z violating her. The woman has somebody who will back up the claims. But the person has to be somebody credible. So from here on out, anything that anybody says about Jay-Z, it will be handled with care. If a person say, yo, Jay-Z driver backed into my car, a lawyer is going to go over that story again and again and again. Because not only did Buzbee dismissed this case and so that means that it didn't happen, and he did it with prejudice, much mean he knows it didn't happen. Now maybe he didn't know that it didn't happen in the beginning, and he thought the woman was truthful, but it was up him to do his due diligence to see if the story lined up and everything. And so I told y'all, when that girl sat down to do that interview was lined up. Whoever called her, now I have no way to prove this, but it's all out. It's all allegedly, but I'm willing to bet that somebody from Rock Nation or somebody from like Jay-Z's lawyer team, like Shapiro, and set that interview up with that girl and gave that interviewer the questions. Hey, And maybe even they wanted to reach out to the girl, but before they did, because you got to remember when Jaguar Wright went on Piers Morgan and said all that stuff, Jay-Z shut that down and made them take it out. So the girl was probably, I mean, the interviewer was probably like, all right, I'm going to interview this girl, but let me reach out to Jay-Z team and let them know that I'm going to interview them. And the interviewer probably said, hey, do you have any questions that you would like me to ask this young lady? And Alex Shapiro probably came up with some questions with Jay-Z to ask that young lady. And because of that, that really slipped her up. And that made the interview go nowhere. Now, what does this do? I have to point out something important that Jay-Z said inside of his letter. He said, and Tony Buzbee is probably finna be sanctioned, and he might even lose the right to practice law, maybe forever. But if not that, he's at least going to be sanctioned, or he's going to have to wait for like 1 or 2 years or something like that in order to practice again. But Jay-Z is definitely finna sue him for defamation. That's why he said the trauma that my wife, my children, loved ones, and I have endured can never be dismissed. He definitely finna sue this guy. And he called him a 1-800 lawyer as well. But the most important thing he did, and I think so when you powerful like Jay-Z, you can't have your name in the mud because you have too much business on the line. But he directly helped Diddy with this. And his statement at the end was not only a thing for himself, but it was also just saying, hey, let's pause on Diddy and make sure that these allegations are what people are saying they are. And it says, the court must protect victims, of course, while with the same ethical responsibility, the court must protect the innocent from being accused without a shred of evidence. May the truth prevail for all victims and those falsely accused the same. I mean, equally, my bad. So right there, he basically saying, hey, yeah, if Puff has done anything, he should be held accountable. But if he haven't done any things and these things that are being said against him is false, he should definitely be released from jail and innocent. And I'm paraphrasing and I'm reading into it. But and so why is this another great thing for their team? Because Tony Buzbee has a bunch of other lawsuits against Diddy, and he did the 1-800 line, and over 120 people called in and all of that stuff. Well, all of that go away. I would say even majority of that go away because he don't have any credibility. Now, is it possible that other lawyers could pick these clients up? But when you're dealing with something like this, you have to be careful now because you finna see this lawyer get attacked, and you finna see Tony Buzbee go down. His career may never be the same after this blunder. And salute to Jay-Z because he knew he was innocent. I'm proud that he took an aggressive, a stern, but also a compassionate stance. He showed compassion for the victim or victims or the true victims, I would say. But he also made it clear that, I'm not somebody that you're going to extort. Man, Jay-Z, I ain't even finna keep going through this, man. Back in the day, Jay-Z said trying to extort him is like asking for a coffin. And it don't necessarily mean that you have to be killed by Jay-Z or someone he knows. It just means that it's career suicide. It means you're essentially finna be dead. You're not going to be able to get through some of this. Now, because I don't want to misrepresent that phrase, but obviously we know the real way he meant it. He meant it the street way. But also, in the evolution of his life, it can also be meant in other ways. Your career could be killed, and etc. Or your account could be killed once he sue you. But salute to Jay-Z, salute to Diddy, and like I said, man, and like Jay-Z said, I normally always have a phrase I say when these type of situations happen. I say, may justice be served to whoever deserves justice. Check out my original Chicago hood movie in the end screen, No Time to Play Fair. If you into sneakers, you a sneakerhead, you love seeing the new Jordans, Pumas, whatever it may be, subscribe to Kicking It with Fairplay 2333. If you trying to follow me on my basketball journey, my weightlifting and fitness journey, and also be inspired to get back on your fitness journey, Subscribe to Fairplay, Flex, and Fadeaway. Also, any of these pages I just named, you can also find them on TikTok or Instagram.